performance side of thing is just something we've always really thought was super important for us, to create shows that the people would love and walk out thinking, that was a great night.
Global superstars and Australia's much-loved pop vocal group Human Nature are celebrating 20 years of their Motown album Reach Out with the Motown 20 Tour. The tour will kick off at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre in March 2025, showcasing hits from Smokey Robinson, The Supremes, The Temptations and Stevie Wonder that were all featured on Human Nature's album Reach Out. Here's our chat with Human Nature's very own Michael Tierney. Looking back when you first laid this album down, did you feel like it was going to have such a lasting impact that it, as it has?
I don't think so. I mean, when we did we first had the idea of doing an album of Motown songs, we kind of did it because, we loved the groups, we were kind of inspired by a lot of those groups, the Four Tops, the Temptations, and those great Motown groups. So we kind of thought, this, if nothing else, this would be like a really fun thing to go out and do live, because we actually always would put a little section of these Motown songs in our show just for, our live, to make our live shows really fun. So we thought, the tour that we would do off this record would just be something, if no one went and bought the record, we'd at least have fun out on the road doing it. So it was, it was amazing that it kind of just really took off how it did. It was the biggest selling album of our career, and we got an ARIA award for the highest selling album of that year as well. So it really just connected in a big way with people, which was so cool.
What was it that initially drew you to the sound of Motown?
I think it was just, so many great songs from that period. There was just, and obviously being a vocal group ourselves, we kind of looked to some of those vocal groups as well. People would tell us, oh, you should listen to the Temptations, or you should listen to the Four Tops or Jackson 5, to when we started, in high school, people would tell us to go and, listen to those groups as well. So we kind of always had, that there were always groups that we loved and looked to for inspiration. So it was just something that we thought, at some point in our career that we'd always love to do a record of, the great songs from that record label. So it's, and then it kind of just went from there. It kind of snowballed into doing, we did another 2 records. We got to make, do some duets with some of our, idols. Smokey Robinson was part of that. So it's, I don't think we could have thought that it would just, launch us that much further in our career, taking us to Las Vegas as well. And it was just, it's been a whirlwind since then.
Yeah, what an incredibly wild ride. Can you tell us about your Las Vegas residency? How's that been?
It's been great. I live here now with, 3 of us still live here in Vegas. And it was something that came about, I don't think we were searching for a Las Vegas residency, but it was someone who came to see our show in Australia when we were touring on that first Motown record and said, this show would work great in Las Vegas. And we thought, oh, okay, that could be fun. And then, the opportunity came up, a few years later, and it was a big risk, really. There became room available at one of the casinos here, and it was kind of we had to get ourselves here and kind of invest to get the show up and running. And so it was quite a big, and move our families over here and everything. So it was quite an undertaking, but, it kind of paid off, and slowly the show just, kind of got through word of mouth, and just it became quite a popular show on the Strip. And, it's just allowed us to kind of have a home over here, and still, we still do shows here, still have a residency on the Strip. So it's been an amazing part of our career.
What would you say have been some of the biggest learning curves as a group?
I think the way that, I guess, just things change so much, I suppose, through our career, even the way from when we started, back now, I think our first record was about 96, but, CDs aren't really the thing anymore, kind of the way people get their music has changed so much over the years. And I think the industry has changed a lot. So I guess just one of the big things is being able to move with the times and see where they go. And the one kind of thing that doesn't change, I guess, is the fact that, people still come out to see live concerts, that's kind of, although, you know, the way they get their music is different, the way they want to experience it live is still the same. So that's always been a great strength for us in you know, putting a lot of effort into how we put our shows together, and you know, making sure people are really entertained and want to come back and see us again. So I think the live performance side of thing is just something we've always really thought was super important for us, you know, to create shows that people would love and walk out thinking, you know, that was a great night. So you know, and same with this show coming up for next year, the tour that we're doing, we're just, you know, going to make sure people have the best night of their lives and just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, amazing. Well, speaking of the tour, I'd love to know, do you have any special surprises up your sleeve? And can you let us in on like what we can expect?
Well, I mean, it's obviously being an anniversary of that record. It'll be a lot of the songs from the Motown records, and you know, I guess just one thing that we did, I suppose, back when we first started to dive into the Motown records, we kind of took it all on. You know, we did the suits and the the whole look and everything was all part of it.
That's awesome.
We're going to bring that back for sure, and have some fun with maybe some fun jackets in there that people can expect, some dance moves, and but yeah, it's just I think one of the great things about the Motown music is it just makes you feel so good. You know, it makes people want to get up and dance and just have a great time. So I think that's in the music and in the way that we kind of present the songs. I think that's probably the biggest thing that we're going to aim for in this tour, is just to have people up having a great night and just enjoying themselves.
I read somewhere that apparently between the members of Human Nature, there have been 3,500 throat lozenges used throughout your time. I don't know if this is like an exact number, but I'd love to know, do you have any behind the scenes rituals before your shows?
Well, I think when we were doing, because when we first came to Las Vegas, we were doing shows 6 nights a week, which was something quite new for us. So it was, to get used to that, singing that night after night and performing, we all kind of, I remember in that time, we all lost so much weight. We were like, greyhounds. We looked like we were just dancing and singing that often. But it's kind of, I think just to try and, I think we learned a lot from that, is to how to try and keep your fitness and keep your vocal fitness together, so you don't lose your voice when you're singing that often. So I think we each have our own little rituals that we would do, and warming up and warming down and all that kind of stuff, to the kind of things that we probably didn't do so much in the past. When we go out and just do a tour for 4 weeks or so, we wouldn't be concerned so much about that. But when you're doing it so regularly, you kind of have to get more of a routine of how you look after yourself, and you're able to perform night after night. So it's been an interesting ride and an interesting thing for us to. I think we've gotten better as we've gotten older because of that, probably because we had to show up each night to do the show again and again.
All right. Well, look, before I let you go, your Motown 20 tour is actually kicking off in Australia here in Newcastle, which is pretty incredible. Newcastle. Yeah. Do you have any memories of performing in Newey? Yeah, we actually, most tours we've come through Newcastle. A lot of the times we actually do start there, because we come in and we're able to do like a rehearsal in the venue the day before or something. Yeah. So we kind of set up how the production's working and everything. So we love Newcastle. It's always a great place, great beaches, great cafes up there. I can remember going up there, and I think we often stay kind of near one of the beaches there, and there's just some great spots to get breakfast and enjoy the views there. But it's a beautiful part of the world, and look forward to coming back. It's going to be, and we will always have just great audiences too in Newcastle. They always up for a good night, and looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I can't wait to see you here in Newcastle on the 22nd of March at the Entertainment Centre. Absolutely. We look forward to it.